The question that we've been asked is, let's say I went to a restaurant and I had a meal expense and I want to enter it. How do I enter tip? Now, if you click on the action button under expense, there are two kinds of office expense. There's an office expense here, and there's something called a disallowed expense. Now, when you use office expense, what happens is, let's say the meal was $100, and you put that. There's no place to enter the tip, because if the tip was $10 and you increased it, it will override it with HST. This is not the right way to do it. To do that, what you would do is you would click on the action button, go to expense, and you would use something called a disallowed expense. So here you would choose the category called meals, okay, and you can say Baton Rouge, right? And you would say, obviously you'd put the $100, and then in the disallowed section you would go ahead and put $10, right? And you would obviously choose which account it was basically paid out of. Maybe it was your credit card, so you can just say it's my Royal Bank credit card, and you can say credit card and hit the submit button. Now, if this is client related, then you go to matter, because you need to charge the client. You'll click on the action button and you will say, obviously you'll go to general. There's a withdrawal from general account, pay disbursements from general. You see here, there's a button here called disallowed expense. You can say meals, right? And then you can put here and you can say how much you're going to charge the client. Let's say $100 for the meal, and obviously you'll put the $10 here. Now you don't want to charge $123 to the client. So for the client, you may want to put just 100, because it's not nice to pass you a tip, and you can hit the save button. So same concept in both office expense and client expense. The only difference is, like in the client expense, obviously you do it in the top portion, right? Like you explain what you are charging the client, and at the bottom you put that under disallowed expense, you put the $10. And similarly, in here, if I go into meals, expense category, office expense, and meals, I'll find the $100. And as you saw, the Baton Rouge, meals was entered here, and then the disallowed expense, we put the $10. So to summarize, for office expense, you would use, when you have to use things like tip and other disallowed expense that don't have HST or some tax component, GST, PST, you would use disallowed expense. And similarly in the matter screen, when you are in general and you're actually putting a disbursement, you have a choice to actually uncheck this and actually put the disallowed.